Hey there, everybody on YouTube. So I know you're hoping that this segment would be about the insulation on the inside, but I had one more setback. A couple of days ago, if you see all these huge pieces of wood here, not this one was already down, but these three pieces right here were all part of one gigantic branch I guess for the sake of getting a perspective, that's probably bigger around than a softball. I mean, these are not little twigs. It fell out of this tree from way up there and it came crashing down directly on top of the trailer. I thought it was an absolute travesty. Like, it just broke my heart. This huge, massive branch fell right on top of the trailer. But it actually wasn't the worst thing that ever happened to me for two reasons. First of all, it hit right at a seam. Let me climb up here. It hit right at a seam where two pieces of metal were joined together, and it kind of just unfolded everything. So it made like a Z. They were curled tight together and they just popped open, and it made a big split the whole way across. And so what we did was I took a screwdriver and I lined the channels back up and just slowly pinched them back together. And then I posted like a big 2x4 on the inside and came up here and beat it with a rubber mallet, and it cinched it right back up. And then I sealed it. Now here's the bigger tragedy that could have happened is I had no clue. The factory sealed the top of this thing with silicone. This is all silicone right here, and it's peeling up. Like it's not, I don't know, silicone is silicone. It just doesn't stay stuck. It works for a little while and that's it. If I had just left this silicone up here and didn't realize that this was all sealed with silicone, I guarantee this thing would have been leaking like a sieve in no time. So what I did was I resealed that seam with Dicor. Now this Dicor is the self-leveling Dicor. This stuff is no joke. This stuff is hardcore. So for anyone who currently owns, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to go back and take all this silicone off. It's gonna be a long project, but I'm literally just gonna peel every bit of this silicone from the factory off and replace every bit of it with Dicor. Because this stuff is where it's at. This is a good seal. That seal is gonna last for a very, very long time, and you can just reseal right over top of it if you ever need to. But I had no clue that they just literally put silicone up here, and this stuff is just not even attempting to stay sealed. It's all gonna peel off of there in no time flat. So yeah, tragedy that this tree decided to drop a huge branch on this trailer, but I think it actually averted a much larger tragedy in the future because I realized that this is silicone up here and we can get it fixed. Better to do it now than when we've got electrical and everything on the inside and pretty ceilings, and a leak would just be tremendous. So yeah, if you've got a cargo trailer, get a ladder and climb up there and check it out, because it might be silicone up there, in which case that's a big problem. Okay, so moving on. Here's what I'm really excited about is we got it finished finally. I am the proud owner of an Awning that is up on that trailer. So let me tell you a little bit about it. This is a 12 foot long, so my trailer is a 14 foot long. So this is 12 feet long, so I can run right to the corner, and I've got enough room on the back so that the rear door can swing open and latch right there, and it doesn't block anything. 12 foot long. It extends out 10 feet. This thing is massive. So my trailer is a 7 by 14. This is a 12 by 10. So I actually have more surface area on the awning than I do in the trailer, which is just amazing. Here's a very brief explanation of why I chose this particular one. Money, period. And then it's over. No. Okay, no. The awnings that are made specifically for campers and travel trailers, those things, I found some online pretty cheap. The cheapest I could find was about $800-900. And I'm not sure if I could have really installed it the way it was meant to be installed, you know, like lining up seams, and I might have had to do welding. It seemed pretty involved. If I paid someone to put an awning on this, I actually did find a company in Greensboro that I could have paid to professionally have a awning that's made for RVs installed on this camper trailer, and he ballparked me a starting estimate of $2,500. So, that having been said, this Alico 12 by 10 awning costs $130 brand new. I got this one new from a I don't know what you call it. This guy gets products from Home Depot. The fabric wasn't with it, so he sold it to me for $50 brand new out of the box with no fabric. I got online and bought some fabric for 25 bucks. So I've got $75 in this awning, but I realized there's a big problem. So it works with these two arms that act like elbows, and the arms attach back here. There's the two bases. So that's the only attachment points for this long elbow. It's a 6-foot long elbow. So the centers were just going to be flopping around while I was bouncing down the highway. So I got a little creative. The fenders are made out of this aluminum plate. So I went and got some aluminum plate, and what I did was I made a cradle. I had to slope the end down so that when it's retracting, it'll bump these and slide up over top of it. And then the cradle will hold those elbows so that while I'm bouncing down the highway, it's not just ripping these things clean out of their posts. This particular, yeah, let me back up and give a little disclaimer here. This awning is made for a house. This awning is not made for an RV. It's not made for a trailer. And I honestly think that's the only reason why, is because if this thing were bouncing, you can see the ends of those two elbows up in there. If this thing were bouncing down the highway, those would just be ripped out of their socket for sure. They would just bounce clean out of there. So I'm hoping that this solution will work. The other thing I did, it came with 2 of these brackets right here. I did not think 2 would be enough, so I got online and bought these for a song. I think they were like $8 a piece. So now there's 5 on there. So I guess there's I have a little bit more than 75 bucks in it. But either way, I'm probably still under $100 in this thing altogether total. But the way they work is it's got 2 huge 1/2-inch bolts, and they're about 2.5 inches long, 1/2-inch diameter, and they bolt directly into steel studs on the other side of this wall. And they're big, beefy bolts. 2 of them would have held it onto a house. I think 5 of them should hold it onto this trailer just fine. I don't think that's going to be an issue. These bolts are absolutely just gigantic. I don't know if you can... I got them sunk into basically every single beam the whole way across has got 2 big, huge 1/2-inch diameter bolts in it. I'm quite sure that will be more than enough to hold it on there. So let's roll this sucker out so you guys can see it. I'm going to attempt to place this on my truck and see if it'll stay. Maybe. Hey! Nope, I had to move it. Dang. Why did I move it? I should have just left it where it was. Stay. Okay, maybe that'll stay. Alright. So. There she goes. I think, sorry, there's a little bit of ice. Sorry. It's still going. Still going. There she is. These aren't actually necessary, but I felt like just to give it a little more stability. I got these off of Amazon. They're from a company called Carefree, and they're just these collapsible poles. They got a nice little foot on them, and the top has just a bolt that's kind of sealed in, so it's not going to back out. And on the inside, what I did, if I can get it to focus, was I JB welded a bolt into this channel so that this could just come straight through into here and have a nice solid thing to hook onto. So those will just stay on there permanently, and then this pole just slides in and out. So it should be super easy to just set up. But my goodness, look at the size of this thing, you guys. This thing is huge. I'm just absolutely tickled to death with it. But yeah, it's like, okay, the whole trailer, let me back up a little bit. The entire trailer is 7 foot wide, and then this thing's 10 foot straight out. It's huge. I love it. I think it'll be a really, I don't know, it already feels like a camper more than it did before. You know, it didn't really, it just felt like a cargo trailer before. But now with this awning, and my beautiful wife Tess picked out these gray and white stripe, which I think is pretty awesome. It really feels like a camper now. So, and it's super easy to take up and down. So I could not be happier with it. I think it's going to be awesome on a nice hot summer day, just to roll this thing out and have a nice little spot in the shade. So let me roll it back up just a little bit, and I'll show you what I was talking about before as far as the all right, don't get mad at me. I'm going to change orientation just for a second. Okay, so maybe now you guys can kind of see a little more clearly these elbows that I was talking about. It's really not bad to unroll this thing and roll it back. It goes in just a split second. Okay, so I can kind of show you here. Okay, sorry about that. So these are the elbows I was talking about. You can really see them a lot better now. They're, like I said, their attachment points are clear back here, and they're hanging out 6 feet. And they're, I don't know, they're sturdy, but they've got quite a lot of give to them. I think that's the way they're designed to be. It's a pretty sturdy elbow joint there, but I don't know. I could just picture this thing folded up if I didn't install this bracket right here, this shelf right here. I could really just picture these things bouncing themselves quite a bit and just rip themselves right off the trailer. And these things are spring loaded. These elbows are spring loaded with like a crap ton of pressure. So if one of these endings broke, it wouldn't just fall off the trailer. It would like explode off the trailer out into traffic and probably kill somebody. So definitely not what I was hoping for. So what's neat is that then as I roll this thing up, they'll nest right inside that little shelf right there. Here, I don't know if I can do this one-handed. Yeah, a little bit. You can kind of see where they're gonna hit that little slope. And it just kind of pushes them up over. And they start raising up. Oh, come on. Lefty, get up in there. Almost there. Sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed. It's not working too good. Oh, you bum. Get up in there. Womp womp. You get up in there. Okay. So maybe it needs a little helping hand. I'll do something to keep I'll keep tweaking that. I'm sure I can improve upon that design a little bit. But there they go. So now they're all folded up nice and tight, and they just nest down in there perfectly. And so now it's nice and clean, high and tight. Everything's all tucked in, and we're ready to rock and roll down the road. I could not be happier with this. I'm gonna just say, I think it worked out perfect. And again, replacement fabric for some of those big RV awnings that are made for RVs, the replacement fabric is $500, $600. And the whole unit is like $1,200 and up. The cheapest ones I could find were like $800. This brand new, $150 for the fabric and everything. If I want to just get replacement fabric, it's $25 on Amazon. So you really can't beat that. The whole idea with this thing is to keep it low budget, low maintenance cost, and I think we got it. Alright, I think that's a good long video. I'll go ahead and post this up, and I'll see you guys next time. Today I'm getting ready to hitch it up. I'm taking this to a friend of mine's house, and we're gonna get some welding done on that those pieces up front that were a little not too well. We're gonna shore them up a little bit, and we're gonna weld the scissor jacks on all 4 corners, so that'll be exciting. All right, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.